got, why don't you change it? If your world is all screwed up, rearrange it. If you don't like what you see, why don't you fight it? If you know there's something wrong, why don't you write it? Yeah! Raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Raise a little hell, raise a little hell.
Hello? And action! Okay, you ate your dogs, and now you're feeling guilty about it. And cut! I do cool, and I don't apologize for it. I mean, I pretty much pioneered cool as a cinematic subgenre. They're even teaching it now at the AFI and the Learning Annex. Now, I'm introducing it to the, where are we again?
Quebec.
To the Quebecian people, whom I hold very dearly right here. At first, I thought it was heartburn, but it was the Quebecian people. Just kidding. Anyone can do historical epic. But when you're talking Canadian history, it's a blank slate. So why go back in time when you can go forward into a post-apocalyptic future? And action! Because this country gives me something I can't get anywhere else. A certain untouched nothingness. Not nothingness as a byproduct of absence, but rather that thing that Bergman tried to go for, that nothingness that can only come from an absence of absence, which is nothing. And you can't buy that. You'd have to CGI it. We've talked about family. We've talked about having sex with them. Oh, hi, John.
I'm just interrupting to instill some fear and to humiliate Bob here.
Okay. Oh, say, John, while you're here, can I pop by your office, say around 5-ish, to kiss your ass until it's soda cracker white?
Sure. Bill, do you want to shove your tongue up my ass and give it a few twirls?
Absolutely. I'd give you a hand job and a stationery closet if it meant a good review.
Great. Well, carry on, you overpaid jackasses.
Go to hell. Well, sorry to be demeaned in front of you. As I was saying, I've tried to cram as many ideas as I can into this brief because I'm really too weak and too stupid to make a decision.
So let me ask a question in order to give the illusion that I actually give a shit.
Yeah.
What we're trying to communicate here really is near parody performance.
Right.
Okay? Now, this is a term that is used as a blatant attempt to mislead consumers because we're really too cheap to improve our product's formulation.
Yes, we are.
We're trying to kill this brief under the guise of ethics because we know we'll never win an award with it.
Well, look, I mean, the fact of the matter is, I look at you all as a team of slaves that I can force into doing anything that I want.
Obviously.
And let's go back to the chart. You see, the reason I treat you like shit is because it's my only way of coping, you see, with very low self-esteem due to the fact that I have a really abnormally small penis.
Guys, this is the point.
Fill it up with gas, okay? I'm gonna go ask directions to our next huge, embarrassing failure.
You're a huge, embarrassing failure.
What?
Nothing.
Crazy. I'm crazy for feeling.
Hey, Chiefy, could you tell me how far it is to Davenport?
22 miles.
Okay, I can't find it on this map.
Well, get yourself a new map. Oh, son of a... For Pete.
Well, it's gotta be on the map. Davenport, I mean, because you say it's 22 miles away. And you're really smart, yet it's not on the map.
I'm picking up your sarcasm.
Well, I should hope so, because I'm laying it on pretty thick.
Crazy.
That's a map of Illinois, which we're in, on the border of Iowa, which is where Davenport is, 22 miles away. You're in the wrong state. Get yourself a new map.
Oh. Well, that wasn't so hard, was it? Okay, how much do we have for gas?
You didn't pump any.
What? Hey, why don't you pump any gas?
They're all out. They only got diesel. Better go to the next station.
What'd you do?
I want to know who the fuck fired me.
Excuse me.
This shit has you written all over it, pal.
Listen, Bruce, you know I've always been your biggest fan.
Oh, don't bullshit me, George. Tell me the truth.
The truth is, I don't have my lead yet. Can we talk later?
But what happened to all the dead seniors in the bus crash?
Well, most of those people were demented. Death was a blessing for them. I can't make a lead story out of good news. I mean, at best, that's my third story. I gotta run.
No, I want to talk now.
Listen, the buzzer. Let's talk someplace quiet. Next week, a bar. No, wait, next week is lousy for me.
I just want an explanation. I'm this far from suicide, for Christ's sake.
Okay, look, just settle down, all right? You know I've always...
my whole life, okay? My whole life. What am I gonna do?
Anything, just ask for anything.
I want my job back.
Have you seen that movie Air Rat by chance?
You're not even listening to me, for Christ's sake. I have no family.
You have no family?
My mother died giving birth to me. And I've never been able to get over my guilt that I murdered her. And my father was killed in a hunting accident.
I have to wash up.
I'm gonna tell you something I've never told anyone before. My dad and I were tracking this big buck. Magnificent animal.
Shoot a deer?
The deer is the most beautiful creature in the entire animal kingdom. My father was about 50 yards off to my right, in pretty dense bush. And I hear him yell, "Deer!" I think it's coming from my left, but it's actually coming from my right. So I turn right, and I fire. Perfect shot. I nail him.
The deer?
My dad.
You killed your father?
I've never told anyone else this except the authorities. The only one.
Well, I don't know. I mean, honored is the word that I would...
That's why I can't spend time with my family.
What about your wife and children?
All right, listen up. There's an old saying in this league. You can't teach height. That's a load of crap. I've been teaching height my entire career. Height is the distance between your head and the ground. The more height you have, the closer you are to the basket. And the closer you are to the basket, the easier it is to score. Height times weight equals points. Let's say you're 7 feet tall, you weigh 285. That's 1,995 points per season. Divided by 82 games, that's 24.3 points per game. Because of your height, that's what you should be scoring per game. Basketball is a game of numbers, fellas. And you can't have height without numbers. Okay. Let's hit the showers.
We know who you are, Barney. I think you'll be glad that you decided to come. What is this? These are people just like you, Barney. They, too, have had their lives shattered by the sight of that man's ass.
I caught this mysterious tattooed guy and my wife going at it in July 1992. All right, listen up. Tonight is Game 7 of the finals. Game 7. There's no tomorrow, fellas. Well, there is a tomorrow, but there's no tomorrow tonight. Tonight, there is no tomorrow. And there's no yesterday, because that came before today, which was earlier than tonight. And there was no tomorrow yesterday, because that became today. So when you step out on this ice, I want you to play like there's no yesterday, today, and tomorrow tonight. Okay. Let's go play some hockey.
Wait, just
Tom, just wait here.
Honey.
Not another word, I swear. Okay?
Fine. Just sense if we can get more of the...
Excuse me. I'm looking for a Dave. Is there a Dave here?
He's Dave.
You son of a bitch.
Well, hey, calm down, friend. What's this all about?
You fucked my wife the other day, and you sold her a very expensive mattress.
Okay. So what's the problem?
My problem is you, pal.
Hey, look, sir. Your wife is a very special woman.
Yeah.
Who deserves the very best. That's all I did. Give her the very best. Your arms are all sweaty.
I know.
You're so strong and sweaty.
What? But I...
Hey, look. I'll tell you what I do. I like to lick the sweat off your arms and give you a rusty trombone until you squeal.
Don't try to change the subject.
Seriously. Go get lubed up in the back room, and I'll be there in a minute.
This is an outrage.
Hey, Mrs. Gardner.
And we'll be back with the exciting conclusion of Scheherazade by Rimsky-Korsakov after this commercial message.
My name is Jim. I'm 55 years old. I suffer from dry, flaky skin. It's itchy and sore all the time. I'm constantly flaking. Sometimes it falls into my cereal. Then I discovered Flakoderm, the skin product that rejuvenates the pores and restores moisture to the skin. Flakoderm changed my life.
Ask your doctor if Flakoderm is right for you. Possible side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, blindness, internal bleeding, hair loss, gangrene. Did I say internal bleeding? Internal bleeding, strokes, more vomiting, heart attacks, and death. We now return to the exciting last few bars of Scheherazade by Rimsky-Korsakov.
If you don't ever want commercials on CBC Radio, take action now by joining the campaign at friends.ca. Stop ads on CBC Radio.